Hey guys, Toyhouze here with another video. Today I want to talk about 8 weird TBC classic tricks that you need to know about. Now guys, these tips, I'm telling you, they are incredible. They will absolutely change the way you play World of Warcraft for the better if you are not aware of them already. From different add-ons that literally will change the way you play WoW, to tips that you may have not known about. There is so much in this video, so I highly recommend you stick around all the way through the end because there are a ton of very useful tips. Now guys, as always, if you learned anything from this video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want more World of Warcraft content, don't forget to subscribe. With that said, let's begin. Alright, first up I want to talk about the Looking for Group Bulletin board add-on. Now this add-on changed the way I play World of Warcraft because this is going to allow you to find groups incredibly easy. So once you get the add-on, you're going to have this little tiny icon you can use to bring up this little Looking for Group Bulletin board, which you can resize however you want. But really what's important is clicking this little cog here. And now you can select exactly which dungeon you want to look for a group, and it's going to search all different channels in order to find that group, see where people are talking. So let's say, for example, you're looking for Hellfire Citadel. Let's go ahead and select that as a filter, click OK. You can immediately see which groups, which people are looking for groups. We have a Geared Lock looking for group, Heroic Ramparts. We have a looking for Tank, Ramparts, then good to go. If you want to talk to these people, just click on them. It opens a window to whisper, just like that. Now let's say we want to look for Blood Furnace, for example. Look at this. We got looking for one more DPS Blood Furnace, looking for one heals, so on. There's tons of people looking for Blood Furnace, it appears. And if you don't want to look for anything, you can just select no filters at all. And once you get a group, by the way, you can just close out of this super easy. Now this is an incredible add-on. This is pretty much what I'm going to use going forward for finding groups. This works all the way through, Magister's Terrace, Tempest Keep the Arcatraz. You can even use it for Karazhan, if anyone's talking about Karazhan. Doesn't look like it right now. Now this is really important, I feel like. Oh, you can even use it for PvP. Is anyone looking for Eye of the Storm or anything? The reason I think it's super important is because the Looking for Group tool was actually removed in the Burning Crusade, which I'm super disappointed about. I actually loved the Looking for Group tool, but this is basically the same exact thing. It's allowing you to know who is also looking for certain dungeons, right? As you can see, Looking for Group is just missing. You used to just select your dungeon, and then it would show other people that are also looking for that group, and then you have to go ahead and talk to those people to get that group together. So you can just click on their names and pull up that whisper. So that's pretty sweet. You can shift click to see who they are. So you see here, okay, it's a 68 hunter, and then you can just control click to invite them. So if someone's like looking for a group, you could just control click to easily just like boom 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 invite everyone and get your group going. So this is the Looking for Group Bulletin board. I think this is by far one of the most powerful Burning Crusade add-ons that I look forward to using, and I think it's a tip that hopefully will change the way you play World of Warcraft for the better. All right, number 2, the Ghetto Hearth. So now this one I want to talk about is basically a nice, easy trick in order to hearth, even though your Hearthstone is on cooldown. Now this is mainly applicable for classes who don't have, multiple ways of getting around, like druids who can go to Moonglade, or shamans who have astral recall, or even mages who can basically teleport to any major city without a cooldown. So if you're not one of those classes, this will be especially helpful. Now, in order to Ghetto Hearth, you basically need to just go into an instance, invite someone, make sure you're in a party, enter an instance, and then leave the group. This will begin a 1-minute countdown in which it will teleport you to your Hearthstone. Now this, has been in the game for quite some time, but, a lot of people underutilize this technique to get around, especially since there's a lot of instances, in major cities. If you Hearth, to Shatrath, take the portal, learn your skills, you can very easily go to Ragefire Chasm or Stockades with just getting your buddy in a group and then leaving that group and then getting your Hearth back to Shatrath really easily. Save some gold on portals and that whole interaction with mages or whatever it takes to get you back to Shatrath or Outland. So Ghetto Hearth is, in my opinion, an underutilized and undervalued tip, and hopefully now that you know about it, you'll be able to take full advantage of it. All right, number 3, I want to talk about increasing your nameplate distance. Now, if you're like me, I absolutely love using nameplates. Now, I don't typically use nameplates for allies, but for the purpose of this example showing this trick, I am going to show you with allies. Now, basically, if you use this command, and I'll put it in the description below, you are able to increase the distance in which nameplates will appear. So you can see originally the distance is about 20 yards by default, and if you use this command, you can get that range up to 41 yards. Now, this has a number of helpful implications. You're able to see mobs that otherwise would be much less visible, and you're gonna be able to see them closer. That's really the main reason I like nameplates. It really increases visibility of what's going on around you. You can see nameplates through walls, which is especially helpful for, you know, dungeons or, you know, areas where there's lots of walls. Outdoor settings, not so much, right? But nameplates, in my opinion, are a must. You know, if you think Hellfire Peninsula, there's like mines you go into, and it's nice to see what's around the corner, for example. So this is a super helpful tip. You can run this command, and that will work on all of your characters once you do it on at least one of your characters. I highly recommend you run it, and again, that will be in the description below. All right, tip number 4. I want to talk about the Attune add-on. Now, the Attune add-on is fantastic. It allows you to track your attunements, your progress, and also it can also give you a great way to discover what the next step is in your attunement. So here, let's take a look at the Shattered Halls. Only one person in the group needs to have this key. A rogue with 350 lockpicking can also open the gate. So that immediately from the get-go lets you know, okay, you know, I don't have to do this attunement, but definitely can be useful to be that one person who has the key, or, you know, otherwise a rogue. If I can get a rogue in my group, I can do that as well. But it also shows you exactly what you need to do. So here you can see first you have to reach level 68. And then you can actually also see their guild members that are also on this step. So if you guys want to group up, you can absolutely reach out. And of course, they also are going to have the Attune add-on. You can then see you need to kill Smith Gorlunk, and then you're going to get this primed key mold, which begins a quest, which quest is called Entry into the Citadel. Bring the prime key mold to Force Commander Danath at Honor Hold if you're Alliance, and so on. You can see the entire quest chain, killing a Fell Reaver. That'll be fun. And then whether or not you're attuned. What's really cool is you can also survey, run an attunement survey to see other people who are attuned. So you can see within my guild who's attuned, within my party or raid who is attuned, which is cool. You can also export this to the website and also toggle between the attunements and survey results. So I think this is an extremely useful add-on to track your own progress. As you can see, I did a couple attunements back in World of Warcraft Vanilla, and it shows my complete attunement. Onyxia's Lair was a nice and fun one. Lots of quests there, lots of fun happening. Blackwing Lair, that's super easy. But anyways, of course, not as easy as Naxxramas. This was the easiest one I never did. But also, I mean, if you look at the eye, this is a long, complicated attunement quest. Look at all the quests that you have to do in order to get attuned to the eye. I mean, this goes on and on and on. So a add-on like Attune is incredibly helpful for, you know, keeping track of all the things that you have to do. This can give you a heads up like, okay, I need to do Honor Hold heroics, Cenarian Expedition heroics, Lower City heroics, and Shatar heroics in order to continue and get the eye attunement. Look at all these that you have to do. You even have to kill Magtheridon in order to get attuned to the eye. So with all of that said, I think Attune is a must-have add-on. I hope that this is another tip that has vastly improved your World of Warcraft Burning Crusade experience. All right, let's move on to tip number 5. Guys, I want to take a look at the different marks that are used when in a group. Now, I feel like many people either have forgotten about how it used to be or people no longer use this, but it is incredibly helpful, and I believe this is information that should be spread in order to help create more cohesive, aligned groups that are able to clear dungeons more effectively and efficiently. So, with that being said, these are the marks that are typically used, and to the right, this is what the mark actually means. So I'd like to give credit to the Reddit user who put this together. I did not, but this is a fantastic resource that I want to pass around because I think that this is an excellent tip in order to remember when you're in a group. So skull is the target that you kill first. Cross is the target that you kill second. I feel like these two are very widely known. Hunter Trap, I also feel, is quite widely known for square, as well as Polymorph. I feel like these are all things that are very well known. Less known, I feel like, is the triangle for Hibernate and the diamond for Fear or Banish. And of course, my personal favorite, the circle for Sap. And I know that circle is sometimes referred to the other C word, which is always fun. There's another circle in the middle there, which makes it look like something else. And then star for Shackle Undead. So this is sort of what I would try to commit to memory if I were you, to try to start utilizing. I think it always makes more fun and easier, you know, with killing groups of mobs, especially for some of the later dungeons. I think it's going to be more important when you're doing group pulls to remember that these are sort of what the marks mean. Maybe your guild does it a little bit differently, but generally speaking, I feel like this is quite, you know, common knowledge, or this is generally the accepted meaning of marks when you're working through clearing mobs. So wanted to circulate this. I hope this is another tip that helps improve your World of Warcraft experience. All right, tip number 6. I want to talk about Spellstones and Firestones, the changes that were made in the Burning Crusade. Now, in classic vanilla WoW, Spellstones and Firestones, once you created them, if you were a warlock, they were basically always going to be offhand items. So typically, you didn't see a lot of use. You'd have to have a one-handed weapon if you were a warlock, and then typically your offhand is so good that it doesn't really make any sense to use a Spellstone or a Firestone. Maybe you'll throw on a Spellstone temporarily to use it as to remove those magical effects and then throw on your offhand again, but typically they are not equipped and highly underutilized. But in the Burning Crusade, they have been changed from offhand items to relics. That's right. So a relic is going to take the place of your wand. Now, in many cases, still a Spellstone or Firestone is not as useful as a wand, but I think this is an important enough change to mention because I think we'll see a lot more use of Spellstones and Firestones because you're going to be sacrificing less stats. An offhand almost always will have better stats than a wand, so it's less of a sacrifice, and so you might see Spellstones and Firestones used much more frequently now for warlocks. Just a small tip I figured I'd share. Also, you do see some pretty cool animation on your weapon when you equip a Firestone, because now it's basically fire enchanted. Just a cool little fact there, but just in case you didn't notice, Spellstones and Firestones are now relics. And last, tip number 7. I want to talk about 70 upgrades. Now, this is a website that allows you to plan your next gear upgrade. It's pretty cool. Once you set up your character, get your account created, and get all of your gear set up, you can basically start playing around with putting together different sets of gear from different sources in order to figure out what is the next upgrade for your character. Now, it's a little tricky to use, but once you get a hang of it, it's pretty cool. You're able to basically see some very interesting perspectives. You can, once you've created your initial set and then autofill or select the gear you know you want to go after next, you can see what is currently equipped and then replacing your current item with the new one, resulting in the exact stat changes you're looking for. This is an excellent comparison tool that is typically not available for, you know, looking at items within game. That's extremely nice to just get this really nice view. It also shows the source of the item, of course, that you selected, whether that's from quests or dungeons, raids, heroics, PvP, and so on. So it's a really fantastic tool, in my opinion, in order to get a nice look at what gear upgrades are available for you, where they come from, and what it will do for your character. And guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found these tips extremely helpful and will hopefully change the way you play World of Warcraft. My name's Toyhouze. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want more helpful World of Warcraft content, then don't forget to subscribe. That's it for today, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care.